A society has to be relevant to its members and the industry that it serves. And in my terms, it has to be high profile and exciting.
For the future, one of the challenges that the Royal Aeronautical Society must address is bringing the international community closer together.
It must offer some real value to my career. That's what I expect, and that's what I need.
The society needs the highest possible profile so it can speak with real authority in the aerospace community.
To survive, society must have the broadest appeal and relevance to the widest range of professionals active in the aerospace community.
What does the aerospace community need, indeed expect from this society in the modern environment? That is the question we're going to tackle in this programme. It's a question really that goes right to the heart of the matter. What is this society about as we approach the end of this century? The society, of course, is around the end of the last century. It is knee-deep in traditions and values. Its name rings around the world. But what kind of role should it aim to fill now? What does it have to do? How does it have to change to ensure that it remains relevant to an industry that is itself going through immense change, greater and more profound perhaps than at any other time in its history? That is our theme, and to explore it, we've sought the views of a wide range of professionals in the industry. Let's start with the director of the society.
I see my role as director very much as defining and managing programs of change, even radical change, in order that we remain relevant. Now, to set this up, we spent a considerable time devising a strategic plan to take us forward to the 21st century. And a key part of that strategic plan is establishing and satisfying the expectations that the aerospace community has of this society. That has become called the professional portfolio, and it's on that this film is going to focus. Let's start by looking at professional influence.
What do we mean by professional influence? Well, several things, of course, but let me focus on two. The first is, if you like, internal. Within the aerospace community, we have to support and promote professional excellence in all the relevant disciplines. Without that, we forfeit our authority. But aerospace is also a matter of major global importance. It's one of our biggest winning industries. As a society, we make it our business to ensure that aerospace issues get a fair crack of the whip, that they are always properly debated, not only in the corridors of government, but up and down the country. And we do that not only in the UK, but in every country around the world where the society has an established presence.
Aviation's got too remote, too introspective, navel-gazing behind its security fences. And the opinion-forming public thinks data into computer, flawless design comes out. Where in real life, under Sod's law, a computer could read instruction for laminar flow as go build me a vacuum cleaner. Now, you know, I know that. The public does not. Nor does it know that there is no progress unless all the supply industries, materials, fuels, electronics, unless they all progress simultaneously into the impossible. And that takes as long as it takes a baby to grow into an airman. Now, the society alone can coordinate those separate industries and get that message across. Not an elite club. Many sciences, many factories, many countries.
I think a very good example of where the society can make its influence felt was the Eurofighter crisis a couple of years ago. As the major professional representative body of the industry, the Royal Aeronautical Society is very widely respected and can have a significant influence on the way people approach some of these major events. In this case, the Society produced a very well-researched position paper which had a real impact on a subject of major importance for the future of the industry.
Thanks to aerospace and the developments of air transport and satellite communications in particular, the world is growing ever smaller, and the importance of worldwide trading and worldwide collaboration is growing ever greater. The Royal Aeronautical Society has, of course, been a global institution for many years, We have branches and divisions not only throughout Europe, but also throughout the world. The Society, therefore, is immensely strongly placed to play an important role in the stimulation and formulation of global interactions at all levels.
A society with a truly global reach, able to act as a major forum for the discussion of issues that affect the future of the industry. And that's a role definition on which we were able to obtain a brief but very positive response from a number of key overseas players.
As our world becomes smaller, the Royal Aeronautical Society provides us a tremendous forum to work together to produce customer-satisfying, value-adding products and services.
The Royal Aeronautical Society provides the industry's key players from around the world with just that, a forum that is internationally recognised and respected.
To ensure that we can go on competing at the level we have attained, we need professionals in the various disciplines. Professionals not only with the highest possible skills, but professionals who maintain those skills current in the face of fast-changing technology. This means continuous training and development and a constant need to be aware of what is happening in their own and related fields. Anything the Royal Aeronautical Society can do to make this possible represents a major contribution to the success of the European aerospace industry.
Okay, let's move on to the second element in the portfolio, professional recognition. Now, the primary role of the Society, as defined in its charter, is the general advancement of the art, science and engineering, in that order, of aeronautics. It's a phrase with a fine ring to it. There is no doubt it remains the Society's overarching objective. But what if you're an engineer, a doctor or a lawyer, seeking to pursue a career in the industry? How does that fine phrase translate into meaningful practice? Because the key question for so many members must be, to what extent is membership of the Society of real value in a career? Does it provide a hallmark, so to speak, that has an international currency?
Well, this question of professional recognition is really of greatest concern to us. If you take, for example, an aerospace engineer, or indeed an aircraft maintenance engineer, through their membership of the Society, they gain registration, either as a chartered engineer, incorporated engineer, or an engineering technician. And that is their badge of international recognition. But this applies also to the whole spectrum of aerospace disciplines that the Society embraces. Indeed, I cannot overstate the importance of this badge of international recognition as part of the Society's strategy.
Some people perceive the Society as being of relevance only to engineers and technicians. This view completely misrepresents the original objectives of the Society and its current thinking. The fact is that the Society provides an increasingly valuable forum for the exchange of ideas, whatever your discipline, be it the law, medicine, marketing, or as in my case, aviation finance. There is no doubt that the Society is very well aware that it must strengthen this approach, as the Society does provide an absolutely unique service to the aviation community.
Well, where would the aerospace industry be without passenger air transport sector? So it's vital that the Society increases its membership in what I will call the passenger air transport commercial aviation dimension. We need members right across the piece, from pilots and flight engineers, ground engineers, servicing engineers, ground crew support, the whole range. We're a vital part of the industry. We must be a vital part of the Society. Aerospace has always required the highest standards of professionalism, of course. But increasingly, we need leaders and managers who can take a broader view of all the aspects involved in a project, political and economic as well as technical. That's where the Society comes in. Fellowship of the Society provides an international benchmark that everybody can recognize. It's common ground wherever you go throughout the world.
The watchword in the industry has become continuous professional development. It even has its own acronym, CPD. And in an industry where technologies and systems are changing certainly as rapidly as in any other, CPD has become an essential factor for anyone seeking to carve out a meaningful career. The $64,000 question, of course, is how? How to stay abreast of changes in one's own, let alone related fields, in an organised and efficient manner. Few people have either the time or the space. And how can the society respond to this obvious need?
Well, of course, CPD represents a huge challenge, and there really are no quick or easy answers. But one thing I'm absolutely sure about, and that is that the society must make a major contribution by providing clear guidance across the whole spectrum of aerospace disciplines.
The role for the society is a very profound one. Industry wants to create this culture, academia would like to resource it, and the society can be the broker to create the culture of continuous professional development within the industry.
The society is ideally placed to meet the growing demand for CPD. Perhaps it's our only institution that can, since it already has those necessary links with industry and academia, which would be essential if we're to match resources to the growing demand. It's a role the society could play with great distinction, and one I'm sure the entire industry would support.
Continuous professional development is a major problem, and no organisation is better placed to deal with it than the Royal Aeronautical Society. As we all know, the Society has a comprehensive programme of lectures and conferences, but these must be structured and they must be relevant to the professional development of our members. I believe that the Royal Aeronautical Society is quite uniquely placed because of its multidisciplinary capability to make these both exciting and relevant.
Now, these two elements, professional interaction and professional services, such as career guidance, really serve to round off the portfolio. Now, it's been said many times that despite all the competitive pressures, one of the great hallmarks of this great industry is that it's still full of enthusiasts, people who are genuinely excited by things that get airborne. It is, if you like, the human face of the industry. And the society has always been a powerful expression of that. But just how important, how relevant are these kinds of factors in today's environment? Well, all the indications are they're very important indeed.
The future of our whole industry lies in the hands of our young professionals. They'll be our tomorrow's leaders. And it's important that we continue to attract a large quantity of enthusiastic, highly educated young men and young women into our industry. And when we have them in the industry, it's most important that we continue to make the best use of their talents. And that's why I think it's time to set up an independent, properly funded career guidance and counselling service, and I see the Royal Aeronautical Society as being the appropriate forum for this.
Undoubtedly, one of the most valuable aspects of the society for me is the ability to meet people from all professions and at different stages in their careers to get a perspective on what is happening in the industry.
As a young professional in the industry, I'm well aware of the importance of trying to keep abreast of changes in technology and management processes. I would certainly look to the Royal Aeronautical Society to try and create a forum for people like myself to help us with career development by keeping us abreast of those changes.
The Society provides a point of reference during a period of tremendous change for our industry. It gives access to a range of skills and experience it will take an individual a lifetime to develop. The Society is the ultimate aerospace network on tap.
Aerospace is, of course, a very competitive industry, but despite those intense pressures, it's remained very much a community. And traditionally, the Royal Aeronautical Society has been at the very heart of that community. It is, if you like, the guardian of its professional values. But to retain that position and build upon it, we must remain relevant to the aerospace community and keep pace with its changing expectations. That is the challenge we face in the 21st century, and the professional portfolio gives sharp focus to our determination to meet that challenge.